All right. What's good? What's good? What's good? Hope everything is well with y'all. We're going to have another good live stream today, even though I cannot see my live stream on my own channel. And I do not get it. I'm looking at my, oh, there you go. Just went live. Now it's up on my page. I should be able to check it out. All right. Got it. Got it. Yes, sir. Hope all is well with everybody. We're going to have a good show today. Should have a good show today. A lot of good things to talk about in boxing, man. A lot of good things to talk about in boxing. Let me check something real quick. Yeah, there you go. All right. So, yeah, man, we're going to have a special guest today. Devin, the father and trainer of Devin Haney, Bill Haney, will be on the show today. So we should have a nice, good time. There shall be very little discussion about Gary Russell Jr., and there will be no disrespect of Devin Haney, of Bill Haney in the comment section. Okay? Mute on site. Because we want to talk about the Uriokas Gamboa fight, which I have always said I think is a very, very good fight. I like not a very good fight for Devin Haney. It's a good fight for Devin Haney for this phase of his career, get a good name on his record. And he's an experienced vet that's been in the ring with a lot of really good fighters. And hey, man, I'll take the fight. Don't mind it at all, man. Hope all is well. And he's got the link, so he should be here pretty soon. But in the meantime, let's just wait people to come into the chat because I know for sure that Trail Boxing Talk is going to still be on. That is like, boom, there you go. Still on. Yes, that is guaranteed to be. That's guaranteed to be the case. What's going on, Hamad S? Roland Jones, what's going on, man? Cobra 2514, what's happening? Yes, sir. Sobe, yes, once again, it's on. Nah, it ain't on, dog. We just gonna have a good conversation. Ain't gonna be no dramas. We just gonna talk about one of the best young fighters on the planet, Devin the Dream Haney, and looking forward to doing it. Let me go backstage so I can see and check my phone. All right, welcome back to the show. I like that catchphrase. Yeah, hey, man, but that's what it is. Welcome back to the show. We back to putting on the show. So anyway, man, let's start talking about whatever on the way in. Said nice guest today. Can't wait. Yeah, it's gonna be good, man. Image Tattoo said good afternoon, everybody. On Fannon International Boxing Channel. Many blessings. Let's talk boxing. Do your thing, Fannon. Yes, sir. Will do. And thank you for coming, Image Tattoos. Cobra 2514. Nice guest today. Can't wait. Yep, it's going to be a good thing, man. It's going to be a good thing, man. It's a lot of messed up stuff in boxing going on because we're going to talk about that, but then we're also, for sure, going to be talking about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, man. My. How many double standards do we have in boxing? How many are there? Is it ever going to stop? The blatant, just this guy, I just do whatever I want to do. And people just say, yeah, it's Tyson Fury. That's why he gets to do it. This dude is talking about fighting Lucas Brown. Lucas Brown or Oscar Rivas. And y'all just going to act like he ain't trying to do this? You're not going to act like this is not. Let me tell you, if he fights, let's take Lucas Brown for example. If he fights Lucas Brown, let me tell you who his last opponents will be, whose name is not named Deontay Wilder, and who he has only one win against, okay? Since Tyson Fury has come back to boxing, this is who he would have fought. Pineda, what was the first one? Pineda, Safiri, Schwartz, and Wallen. and Lucas Brown, with one win over Deontay Wilder. And y'all are going to say in a one win that he cheated in a draw that he cheated in. Man, are you kidding me? What a joke. What a joke. Dude, you're supposed to be trying to whoop his ass because everybody's calling you a cheater. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be like, oh, I'm a cheater. I'm going to break his face. I'm going to die. What happened to that? What happened to that? People out here calling Tyson Fury a cheater. And he's going, I'm frustrated. I'm moving on. I'm fighting Lucas Brown. You look like a cheater. Now you just definitely look like a cheater. Now I definitely don't want to hear it. It ain't even nowhere near December. It ain't nowhere near December. It's October. Deontay Wilder didn't turn down that fight. And you trying to move to fight Lucas Brown. You're trying to break a rematch clause to fight Lucas Brown and then move to a fucking fantasy Anthony Joshua fight. A fantasy Anthony Joshua fight. Let me repeat that. A fantasy Anthony Joshua fight. Because Anthony Joshua's got to fight Pulev. But just a couple of weeks ago, he was gonna beat him up because he called him a cheater. Now Tyson Fury looks like a punk, straight up. Because look, man, how you gonna see? That's like Gary Russell. Man, somebody call you a cheater and then you run away. Called you a cheater and then you run away, and not just run away, duck out of a rematch clause and run away. Top of the morning, Isaiah Jones. Much love in that super chat. And Terrence Chapin said, thanks for the support on my daughter's Instagram. Man, that is nice, man. Your daughter got some hands, man. Much love in that super chat. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, your daughter got some nice hands, man. Y'all should definitely go check it out, man. Put your daughter's Instagram in the chat, man, so people know where to go to check it out. Because it's definitely, man, I was impressed by them tapes, man. She got them hands, man. And she's in there with some really good trainers, too. So, yeah, that was impressive, man. You said it was going to happen. I said, hey, so what did I say was going to happen? I said a lot of shit's going to happen. What did I say was going to happen? But Tyson Fury, hey, let me know. I'm interested, slick sophistication. What did I say was going to happen? Salute, brothers. Hey, salute my man, Stanley Brown in the building. What's going on, man? Oh, yes, sir. Check it out, man. SoK_ first lady. Definitely check her out. What's going on, Tay Brown? Thank you. You keep your comments nice and dry. That's my girl right there. I like the Tay. Ronald Jones said, when the WBC doesn't see good sanction fees return because Fury doesn't sell, we'll see how much they continue to support him. Very good point. But it's going to be in the UK. You know, the place he said he was never going to go again, and the place that he doesn't have a license to fight. Man, dog, seriously, man. What's going on with your boy Tyson Fury, dude? Hey, man, dang. Come on, man. You can't duck the rematch when Deontay Wilder got the draw, then duck the rematch when after you win. This dude ducked two. This is the second rematch he ducked with Deontay Wilder. Second one. This is the second time. Second time he ducked Deontay Wilder, and if this comes to fruition. Fury never intended to fight Wilder again after the cheating was exposed. Probably not. Dog, that's what it looks like now. If you don't take the rematch, you cheated. You just a fucking cheat. You just like everybody, like I thought you were. You just a cheat, like I thought you were. And now bye-bye. Yeah, run away, take that belt. We all know you cheated, though. Just so you know, we know you cheated. Yeah. You cheated, and you know you cheated. So let these little hollow-ass websites write nice about you. But over here, you know damn sure what people about to say about you around these parts. And you be like, what parts? What parts? You know these parts. these 100,000 or so parts. You know what I mean? These 100,000 or so fans over here in the United States, we know you cheated, dog. So you need to either come or you need to fight that man, stand up and fight that man. Or if you run away to fight Lucas Brown, nah, you cheated. You cheated. Absolutely, Tyrone Duplesh. Absolutely. But he's over there in the UK. So they'll figure that, hey, man, there'll be a big long to do about it. I don't know what's going on. I'll wait. I already said my statement. Go look at my live stream yesterday. Yeah, but now you got a license all of a sudden. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All of a sudden, dog. All of a sudden, man. They're gonna try to excuse him not taking the rematch by any means. Gonna make up all types of excuses and justifications. You get no respect from me ducking out on your obligations. It's exactly what it is, dude. There's no way they will try to spin this, and I'm going to be excited to see how it is. I actually saw somebody in the UK, an article in the UK, that blamed Deontay Wilder for it. And wrote it definitively that he did. So look, man, we'll get back to that in the second hour of the show. But now we got the superstar in the building, so we got to pause all conversation. But once again, remember, wrench is on deck, dog. We making places friendly for for Trill Bill Haney in the building. What's going on, man?
Hey, Fannon, thank you for having me. I'm the father of the superstar, but thank you for the warm and proper introduction for sure.
Anytime and every time, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what's on your mind, man? What you want to talk about today, man?
Oh, I mean, well, what I definitely want to do is I want to thank everybody. I want everybody in the chat. And I'm just getting ready for a wonderful November, exciting November of boxing. Well, even October, but let me talk about November. We got November the 7th. We got Devin Haney, the youngest world champion in boxing, youngest promoter in boxing. Going up against the two-time Olympian and Yuriorkis Gamboa, unified world champion, and a warrior and extremely credible opponent. It's the toughest opponent of Devin for today. To name just a couple of names, in the Terrence Crawford and also Gervonta Davis. He fought Gervonta Davis as of 10 months ago. 10 months ago, maybe. So yeah, we're looking forward to a great month of boxing, because followed up after that, you got Danny Jacobs, who's fighting against in a grudge match against Rosado.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be bloody.
Yeah. In a grudge match. So I'm just happy that the Zone has got some great fights coming up. I'm looking forward to it. And I just want to come on and share it with you, brother.
Yes,
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, and I think you're right, man. The Zone's doing nice work. We saw that. Thank you for that Dillian White knockout. I got to see the Zone. I enjoyed that shit tremendously.
Absolutely, and they have a rematch, aren't they? They should be fighting.
I think they're doing it quick
in December. Is it?
I thought it was in November, but in
November. Yeah. So it's so much going on, and I mean, there's so much going on in the lightweight division. Shout out to all the super talented lightweights that'll be fighting. I think on the 17th, you got Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez, which is going to be a great card. Then you got also on Halloween the 31st, you got Gervonta Davis against Santa Cruz, who's is also a great card, great fight, interesting fight for us in the lightweight division, because Tank went down to 130 for this fight, so it's interesting to see whether or not he's going to be coming back up, and maybe a fight with him and Devin. So it's just an interesting time. You got Luke Campbell and Ryan Garcia, who's also
that's a good one.
Who's also agreed to terms to their fight, and I think their fight is in December. So yeah, it's a lot of things, a lot of moving parts that's happening in the lightweight division, and we're just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, man, it's looking good. So, man, as far as Yuriorkis Gamboa, what's the thing that you think? Because I like the Yuriorkis Gamboa fight, man. I've been staying it straight from jump, man. I like the fight because Yuriorkis Gamboa got some hands, man. And if you sleep, you can get touched by Yuriorkis Gamboa. And I think for Devin, where Devin is, man, is such a young guy. if he's able to handily defeat Yuriokas Gamboa, man, that's nothing but credit to that man. I think that's a great fight, man. I look forward to seeing it. What do you think is the dangerous thing about Gamboa, though?
Absolutely. I mean, he possesses a lot of things that make him dangerous, and I appreciate you giving Devin the credit he deserves for at this time for choosing to accept the challenge from Gamboa. And also, we got to give Gamboa and his team credit for challenging Devin for the world lightweight title in a time that no one else has done it, has stepped up to the challenge. So, you know what I mean? We give them special props, and we cannot ignore the fact that some of the fighters that are considered pound for pound and considered, extremely talented won't take the fight with Devin. So for Yuriokas to step up, you got to give him props. You got to watch out. You got to say, okay, he knows something, and he's been watching Devin since Devin was a kid, and we've been watching him. So it's like he has everything to win. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that Devin doesn't have everything to win, but he has everything to win in the sense of he's coming to fight. He has at a point in his career possessed all the things of a champion. So once a champion, always a champion. From that perspective. So Devin is going to have to one up him, upstage him, and do it in impressive fashion. And that's what the responsibility is on Devin at this point, and he's wearing it and welcoming it. And he's wearing it well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think he is, man. And if he's able to beat him, one of the things that I like about the fight is because I do think that it is preparatory for what really he should get in his next fight, which is the winner of Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez, man. Because I don't think either one of those dudes should be able to get up out the lightweight. With whoever the winner is, I don't think there's any excuse for them dudes not to fight Devin, because I don't think that's undisputed unless you get Devin, because Devin's the WBC champ. What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely, Fannon. That's a great point. To get two to get in the ring, it takes two to tango. We've been in a position that we could fight. We could have fought Teofimo Lopez. Of course, it was in the WBC tournament, and he said that he was going to make another move, and he credited the move to he was going to get the Lomachenko fight. And I think we were on a path towards Lomachenko on the WBC side, and he went on and he did the route on the IBF side. So both Devin and Teofimo agree that Lomachenko is beatable. They've talked about it. They agree that for Lomachenko and Teofimo to decide, okay, that their fight was most important first, but to negate the fact that Devin is over there and he's ready for the fight for the winner, you know what I mean, would be blasphemy. You know what I mean? It would be it would be everything wrong in boxing if the winner doesn't fight him. We've been patient enough. We've accepted everything that the WBC has ordered. We have did, from being stripped when Devin was injured to accepting every belt every turn. So we hope that we will have the support with the WBC in terms of that fight, ordering that fight to happen. Should they want it to be for Undisputed, if you understand what I mean. If they want to clearly be undisputed, then it has to go through the WBC office, and Devin is standing right there at the door.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think that you can be. I mean, in my logic, as a boxing fan, I don't think it's possible for you to be undisputed without having the belt that Devin Haney has, because Devin Haney has the same belt that Tyson Fury has. He has the same belt. He has the same belt that all the other that Errol Spence Jr. has.
Not only is that, he's the youngest champion. He's the youngest champion with the belt in the last 26 years since the great Mike Tyson, who spoke so eloquently about a potential fight between Tank Davis and Devin Haney. So yeah, I mean, you're 100% on point with that, Fannon. That WBC belt is a strap that we carry and we wear with pride. I mean, if we had to take it off your back, or we had to catch you drop it and run, or whatever, you know what I mean? Our objective was to get that same belt that Floyd showed numerous times on social media. And, as a kid, to see Devin to go from being an amateur to getting that belt, we didn't allow the goalposts to be moved and to say that, okay, no, we want a a franchise title or franchise status. What we set out to be and do is to become world champions.
Absolutely, man. You did it, man. You did it. You did it at a very young age, man. Look extremely good, man. Let me ask you about a couple fights, man, if you don't mind. So how do you see, before I move off of Yurioka's Gamboa fight, how do you see a fight? Well, I know you see I know you see your son winning. That ain't a doubt, right? And I think everybody does. But how do you see the fight playing out, man? Like, to the extent that you can tell me.
Well, I mean, our main thing is like Floyd says, to take less punishment that you can in boxing, and the thing is to hit and not get hit. So for Devin to step up on a big stage like that with him and to outclass him and upstaging mean, beating him the fuck up and not letting him do anything to him. We don't like to get hit, touch, none of that. So what you're gonna see is the execution. You're gonna see pure boxing. You know what I mean? And should Mr. Gamboa want to go down from a shot, or should Mr. Gamboa's corner want to call it, or the ref should want to wave it off? You know what I mean? He will be getting punishment, and he will be from round one to when it's over with.
Hey, man, that's what you do, man. And I don't know if I've seen anybody do that to Yurioka's Gamboa. The ones that he lost to Robinson Castellano. He lost to, and that wasn't really that. I don't even really count that one. I mean, because he was just kind of off. And then Terrence Crawford. I mean, he won the fight, but it was a good amount of back and forth.
I think he had won like 4 rounds, the first 4 rounds or something like that. Devin hasn't lost a round and since he's been a pro.
Absolutely,
one round to nobody.
Not any.
Not any.
Yeah, I mean, man, he's a terrific fighter, man. I ain't surprised at all. He created that they changed the rules for the franchise belt. That ain't you saying it, it's me. They changed the rules for that franchise belt. Keep that dude away from them dudes, man. But yeah, man. So on the other question, man, like, as far as Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko, what do you see? How do you see that fight playing out?
Like I've said before, I mean, I picked Lomachenko for just one reason alone, is him and his team, that cohesiveness that they have. I don't think that it ever broke chain. I would think by being able to watch Teofimo on social media, see the disconnect during quarantine, where he went to Oklahoma with his in-laws, and I mean with his wife and stuff, and then the dad stayed away. Fortunately for me and Dev, we were able to grow closer during quarantine. And I think that's what might have happened with the Lomachenko team as well. So to then get the biggest fight of your career sprung on you right after all this madness, you know what I mean? I would think to give that edge, and just that edge for that reason, to the Lomachenkos.
Yeah, so it's like, but just to give the more mental maturity, that would be a bit of maturity and the circumstance. Yeah, man, that's good, man. So what is going to happen as far as Devin Haney, man, and what he does at 140 and 147? What you see the plan with him? Because I know he's a special guy, man, and when I talk about him, I want to be able to, because I don't think he's in his prime, which is one of the reasons why I'm giving it, like, Yurioka's Gamboa is a good fight, because Devin's not in his prime. I mean, he's a lot. I mean, I'm saying because he's better not in his prime than a lot of fighters will ever be in their prime. But he's not, you know what I mean? He's not a fully developed 24-year-old, 25-year-old experienced fighter, man. So when he gets there, man, how do you see? Because that's why I think a lot of these dudes at lightweight are going to be child's play. I thought he was going to beat Vasily Lomachenko, because I don't think Vasily Lomachenko can really deal with his footwork, and I don't think he can really deal with the fact that, like you said, Devin Haney really doesn't get touched very much, So how do you see a fight playing out between Devin and Lomachenko, and where do you see him when he gets to be like a fully mature man, like full man strength, full everything?
Okay, absolutely. To answer your first question in terms of 40 and 47, Devin, we look to make the biggest fights. I think that one opponent and that we haven't, kind of maybe be on a collision course, just because of where they are at in their career and the way they can control the fights that they want to have, and that's Mikey Garcia. He's at 147. he's the Emperor's champion at 135 as well. Like people don't know. So a fight with Mikey Garcia, and just because of Mikey being able to be, he's a one-off. He's a promoter. You know, he handles his business. He's that well established. And for Devin being also being a promoter and being established as a young, even being a young fighter, but being established and his business being established, he's able to then make those fights with guys like Mikey Garcia or an Adrian Broner or someone that, you know, that obviously that we can go to the table and then tell the other promoters and networks what we want to do or what we want to sell them, you know. And it's a difference when you're selling the fight versus, you know, you work for one of the promoters.
Yeah, man. Okay, so what? I forgot my own dang question. It was the second part to it.
Lomachenko.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Lomachenko. Yeah. Well, with Lomachenko, it's obviously that he's a pure boxer. He's a prototype of a boxer, puncher, you know. But he's a boxer. He's Olympic medalist, 2-time Olympic medalist. So that shows you any Olympic medalist, their thing is boxing. So when you talk about Lomachenko and Devin, then you talk about Devin being probably the best pure boxer in the country, side by side with Shakur Stevenson, right? On just boxers.
You saying right? Repeat that last part again?
I said Lomachenko being a pure boxer, right? I said outside Devin being a pure boxer in the United States of America, he's probably the best pure boxer on the side. Him and 1A, 1B, him and Shakur Stevenson. Just boxers.
Right.
From the same era. They're from that same crop of kids that are talented, the Joanne Ennis's, the Teofimo Lopez's, the Ryan Garcias, and so on and so forth.
Same generation of fighters.
Same generation of fighters. And out of that generation of fighters, Devin and Shakur stand out as the boxers. Joanne Ennis is a boxer, puncher, boxer. You know, Ryan Garcia has moved from being a boxer to now he's a puncher. Teofimo Lopez is a puncher. So when my descriptive in Devin is 100% boxer meets Lomachenko, another 100% boxer. Then so we talk about athleticism that Devin possesses that I think is equal as to Lomachenko. Then we talk about height and length. We give the edge to Devin. We talk about experience and opponents. We talk about Lomachenko, but then we talk about coaching and development. We talk about Floyd Sr. We talk about Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. You talk about the best of the best has been put into Devin. So when you talk about that Lomachenko team meeting the Haney team, then I think all intangibles make for a great fight.
Yeah, you guys have got a big advantage in that. I mean, as far as the camp, you just got a monstrous edge in the camp.
Right. So it's
It's just, I mean, I know you're being polite, but I'm saying no. That's a monstrous edge. That's a monstrous edge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you have the best scouts. Not only do you have the people that are going to be able to tell you, you know, to train him and build him up, but they're also going to be able to scout the people he's fighting and break them down and have that amount of institutional knowledge around you. I mean, it's a tremendous thing, man. Like one of the things that I think is just such a blessing, man, that you gave to your son. I don't know how you did it. That's just some extra fucking worldly shit you did, is to be able to have him with Floyd and have him with Floyd Sr., Floyd Jr., Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, and those guys, man. Because that's like, you know what I mean? That's like some prodigious shit right there, man. Like,
I think it'll be hard to duplicate that part of it. But fortunately for us, we were able to learn so much from those guys, you know, and they were so instrumental. And a lot of them they're on speed dial on the phone, you know, and because they're world champions. They're guys that are already acclaimed, they're famed, they got money, you know. So to give a younger brother like me, you know, an opportunity and points, you know, I mean, I'm just, you know, I hold it so special. Our family holds it special in our hearts for what they've done for us.
Yeah, man, that's some incredible stuff, man. Much love to the people in the super chat too, Base. If you guys want to ask a question in the super chats, feel free to do that, man. I'm putting them up there, but I'm not going to cut the flow of Bill's conversation for the super chats. I do appreciate the super chats. If you have a super chat, I'll definitely read it right then. If there's a question in it, other than that, in the next section of the show, I'll go back and then I'll get them. Toot Bay said the industry doesn't like Haney because he isn't playing by the rules. I hope Haney keeps it tight and right against Gamboa. You have any questions about? We'll treat that like that's a question.
No, definitely. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know, it's just when you put with my son, when you put passion, when passion and purpose comes together, you got what you see in us. You know, we got a purpose and we're passionate about it, and you know, we see everything as opportunity. We don't see it as anything negative.
Yes,
you know?
sir.
Now, I mean, because let me just give you an example, is that all the shit that they say that's bad about boxing, you know, we felt that would be an opportunity for us to come in and do change some shit. You know what I mean? If it's not bad, you can't change it. So if we saw all those things as opportunity. And, you know, also a special, you know, shout to Heyman and that whole PBC company for giving us the opportunity to have Gamboa, who just fought Tank, right? And to able to start having this measuring stick, or this kind of, you know, this kind of dialogue. And so that broke down any misconnotations that PBC couldn't work, or that Bill Haney had made the wrong decision by going with Eddie Hearn and things weren't going to work out. So, you know, I think that's, you know, like I said, I can't, you know, thank Al and them enough for letting this fight go on.
Yeah, man, I think you've done an excellent job, man, navigating between the zone and the PBC to get these. Yeah, absolutely, man. I think you've been. I'm a fan of the whole situation, especially that stuff you just talked about, Mikey Garcia, man. Yeah. Mikey Garcia 140 or one Mikey, like, would that be next fight or the fight after that? And then I'm gonna ask you some questions, because Bill, I think a lot of things like people don't understand. Dude said, like, the last time you had Bill on for a conversation, you were real weird, Fannon. You weren't saying anything. I was like, shit, I ain't never trained no world champion. The fuck I'm supposed to say? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you know, we good. We always, me and you got each other on speed dial. So I mean, you know, if you needed to call, you needed to know something, or we needed to have an understanding about anything. But with this thing in your platform, I always respect that it's your platform, and you know, to have an opportunity to get my message across, or to drive any traffic towards the fight, you know, we appreciate it. You know, it's good days and it's bad days, and you know, we take them all the same.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So how you see Mikey Garcia? I like that Mikey Garcia fight. I think that is slick. I'd still rather see. You want that after the 135? And what percent? What chance do you think you have of getting Lomachenko, the winner and the loser? Like in that situation, you could get the loser and still be good.
No. Well, the Lomachenko is a prideful family, and I don't say nothing negative towards them. You know, we tried to make the fight, and we were looking forward to them giving us an opportunity at the world title. Unfortunately, they didn't give us that opportunity. Now, like I say, we have this green belt. We wear it with pride, and we wear it in a way that, you know, shit, we don't need Lomachenko. You know, we got a Tank Davis fight we can make. You know, we got a Ryan Garcia fight. You know what I mean? Like you just said, Teo lose. You know, if Teo should lose and he should want to fight, then I'll talk to Devin about us beating him up more better than Loma. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? We're in this business, and y'all got to get used to seeing us, because we're gonna be around. So it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? They can't get away from us.
Yes, sir. Ari Boxing said, can you explain why the Fortuna fight didn't happen? Javier Fortuna.
Okay, because Fortuna doesn't want to fight, nor does his camp.
Hey, can you give him a little background? Some people might not know what that is. Javier Fortuna, there was a situation. Can you explain you back? Can you explain the situation a little bit before you tell what happened?
Okay, no, that's a great question of why the Javier Fortuna fight did not happen with Devin Haney. Absolutely. Well, Javier Fortuna, if you want to look up, and the people want to look up and go along with me, you type in Javier Fortuna, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and Zawar Abdullah in the WBC tournament. The WBC ordered a tournament for Devin and Javier Fortuna to be in, right? So if you typed in that, you'll see the tournament gets ordered. So we think, okay, damn, we announce it on social media. We like, all right, we in the tournament, and the winner is going to fight Luke Campbell for the vacant world lightweight title. Javier Fortuna don't show up. Teofimo Lopez don't show up. We leave Zaur Abdullah number 2 or number 3 in the WBC. Number 2 in the WBC. Number 1 is Luke Campbell. So Devin fights Zaur Abdullah and wins. Knockout, TKO. He doesn't come out for the, I guess, the 6th or the 7th round or something like that. So Devin then becomes, now he's the challenge. He's the mandatory for Lomachenko because Lomachenko beats Luke Campbell. Top Rank comes in and petitions to fight for the vacant belt against Luke Campbell. But they say that they're petitioning because he's a decorated champion and he has 2 belts. So he trumps anything else with Luke Campbell. And Luke Campbell agrees to fight him. And Luke Campbell doesn't petition as, no, I'd rather fight Devin Haney. He wants to fight Lomachenko. So he gets beat. Lomachenko, he loses. Now, Lomachenko is the champion, and we've beaten Zaur Abdullah. Now, follow what I'm saying is, because while the tournament gets ordered, that's 4 different guys right there. That the bottom 4 guys didn't want to fight. The bottom 4 or the 4 didn't beat them. So that has the top 4 guys with the 1 on top. So that's the top 5. The mandatory plus the 4 in the tournament. Once Devin gets rid of the tournament, either they want to fight him or don't. Javier Fortuna was in it. He becomes now the world champion because Lomachenko petitions to become the franchise fighter while we're petitioning to fight for the world title. But in the petition, there's nobody to fight the top 5. So you go down and said, okay, well, let's find somebody that didn't make the tournament to fight for a world title. Well, how you gonna fight for a world title when you wouldn't even get in the tournament? So while Javier Fortuna didn't get in the tournament, Teofimo Lopez didn't. That meant number 7, 8, 9 didn't get in the tournament as well. So Zaur Abdullah, shout out to Zaur Abdullah and that Russian part of the Igis Klimas family. Igis Klimas is the same manager that got Zaur Abdullah and also got Lomachenko.
Yeah.
So Igis Klimas showed up to the fight in New York, Madison Square Garden with Zaur Abdullah and thought that was going to stop us. Devin broke Zaur Abdullah's face, his eye socket, broke his whole shit, and he wouldn't come out. Broke his whole shit, and he stopped in the corner. He was with Igis Klimas, and Igis Klimas is the manager for Lomachenko. So I got a chance to talk to Igis before the fight, and I told him, I said, watch what we do to your boy, because I know you sending him first. He's first up. Watch what we do to your boy, and then what's the name? And Igis Klimas told me what the fight was going to look like. He said it wasn't going to happen, right? Now, for the reasons executives might not want to put him in there, but I cannot put it past a prideful Lomachenko and his dad. You know what I'm saying? To step up and say, we got money. You know what I'm saying? This is about legacy. This is about beating a kid because they were kids once when he came in, and Salito or everybody gave him a shot. Coming out of the Olympics, fighters could have denied him. But everybody gave him a shot. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. You know what I'm saying? But with him now, he tells us, everybody, they got to prove something. Well, Devin got your belt that you used to have. It's our shit now.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they take that fight, man. That'd be something, man. But I won't get into that because I ain't trying to pull people sideways into that.
Now, let me tell you this. Let me get back to Javier Fortuna. Javier Fortuna became hell no, we're not accepting no franchise belt. I just seen that one come up. What? No, because listen, all right, let me tell you. The franchise belt means this, right? Is that you have an opportunity to not have the belt, but you can challenge to become the mandatory. So going back to the mandatory, what Javier Fortuna is Javier Fortuna was just a mandatory with Luke Campbell, right? Now then Javier Fortuna was the mandatory he was just about to fight Luke Campbell. Remember? While Devin was on the shoulder, they wanted to fight for the belt.
Yeah, okay, I remember. I knew they were all mixed up in something. I couldn't remember exactly.
So you shouldn't end up in no other fight, because when we became mandatory, either the champion fight us or give us the motherfucking belt. Excuse me. Give us the belt. You understand what I'm saying? No, excuse me, I don't want to ruin it, but
no, you can cuss.
Yeah, but how do you become the mandatory and then you go fight somebody else? No, if you're the mandatory, you tell them, I want to fight you. I want to fight the champion. So the champion and you type in there and you type in Devin Haney wants to fight Javier Fortuna, but Javier Fortuna's promoter doesn't want to fight. Javier's promoter wants Luke Campbell. So then when he didn't do that, so let me tell you, this is how God don't like ugly. Oh my God. So I'm telling you, listen. So Javier Fortuna says Devin is a coward and this and that. He didn't want to fight me. So Jorge Linares, his opponent, catches COVID. You know what I mean? Shout out to Linares. I know him personally. I wish him and his family well. But Linares catches COVID. So Devin says, okay, I ain't got no opponent. Now what's happening? And he don't say shit. They don't know what time it is with us because, somebody might say something wrong and we tell Gamboa, hey, Gamboa, here, hold on. Here, hold this couple 100,000. Let us go knock this nigga off real quick, because he talking shit. That's how we handle our business. Huh? Hold up, Gamboa. Here go 200,000, right? I know you've been training. Here go 200,000. We're going to get back with you in a second, but this here thing is big over here. He talking, huh? What you got, 3 weeks? You ready to go? Huh? You ready to go in 3 weeks? 4 weeks, huh? Whoever it is. You don't see no line around the corner, nobody raising their hand about Devin Haney. So getting a mandatory for us means everything. That means it's pulling these niggas cards. It's pulling their skirt. Because they don't really want to be mandatories. Not to Devin.
So you're right. Because that way, Devin, at this point in time, later on, man, when Devin but what about when Devin is, where you want Devin to be,
listen,
his third division. When he's third division, multiple championships, multiple big pay-per-views next, you're not gonna fall into the temptation of doing people dirty?
Never. Like that? Never. I'm born and raised from Oakland, California, man. You know what I'm saying? I know to have some business, you got to mind your own business, and yes, that's just what we've been doing.
Lamar Davis asked, who took the harder route to get to Loma, Teofimo or Haney? Loma wants belts. Devin wasn't bringing that to the table. And pre-COVID, Teo had something. You can respond to that, I'm quite sure.
Devin Haney took the hardest route to there because ain't no politics. The politics don't save us. We went into this shit like B-side. Like, if you ain't with the most powerful guy in the place, you didn't go in there to be protected. We could have went with Aaron. We could have went with Al. We knew with Eddie that y'all was gonna know either y'all, he fought all of Eddie's fighters. Lomachenko up until that point, Eddie was like a fight factory for Top Rank. He was rolling them out. The Corollas, the Luke Campbells, and Eddie had everybody for him. You did?
Yeah, man, he was locked down in the UK.
Yeah. So Lomachenko was having a great time. He was on tour. He went on tour. He wanted to go on tour in that joint. So listen, let me tell you, no shade towards Richard Comey, but are you gonna give him all that for beating Ray Beltran? You don't even know who Richard Comey beat. So I gave him $5 more to tell me what made Richard Comey so motherfucking good.
Because people think he beat Robert Easter. I want my $5.
Because he beat Robert Easter.
Robert Easter. No, because people think
Devin was on Robert Easter when he was 17, 18 years old. Wanted to make that fight.
Robert Easter, what Robert Easter ain't doing nothing next though.
Listen, Robert Easter,
Isn't Robert Easter? He's ranked in the lightweight division by somebody.
Listen, Robert Easton and Adrian Broner know my number. You know what I'm saying? AB Promotions is about Bill Promotions. You dig what I'm saying? They know they can get some money over here anytime they call. Either one of them dudes.
Dog, Robert Easter and Devin Haney would be a great fight, man. That shit would be fire.
Next. Next, he can be next or next question. Either one of the two. You
We'll do next question, dog. Oh man, that shit is hilarious, dog. Robert Easter, man. And what's that other dude's name, man? But let's move to 140, man. Okay,
because give me the tough. Look, I can't see the chat though. If it's some tough questions, in give me the toughest questions. So you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not. Hey, for real,
you gotta keep your credibility, huh?
I already told him. I already told half of them, dog. Don't start no shit. So
man, listen. Well, you know,
shit. That's what he said.
Yeah, start the shit, man. Start the shit.
All right, here we go. All right.
Yeah.
Quan 3.
Don't hold nothing back on him.
What's the other one? Nah, I mean, dog, I don't think there's anything to disagree with it. I mean, I don't know who could disagree with what you're saying about
Deacon 305. Deacon, what's happening? What's happening with it, huh?
It says, salute to my nephew, BH the Great. Salute, man.
Yeah, man. You know what? And Deacon 305, he gave me the game, and now I'm internationally alone. You dig? Yeah. That's how I move around the world, internationally alone. Deacon 305 gave that to me.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. So 140, man. Because we got about another 15 minutes, man. And I appreciate you so much coming today, man.
No, thank you, brother. Thank you.
And I don't want to you the reason why I'm not going to have the next section is I'm going to talk real bad shit about Tyson Fury, and I don't want no spillage on top of your head for the shit that I say. You know what I mean?
Hey, brother, I appreciate you, but you know what, Fannon, you stand on yours, and if they don't respect it, fuck them.
And that's all you can do them. Feed them beans immediately afterwards. Hey, so 140, man. Josh Taylor, Jose Ramirez, man. Who do you think is gonna win, and where do you think Devin fits in at 140? Because Devin's gonna be at one. I'm sure he can be at 140.
I give the edge to Josh Taylor. I give the edge to Josh Taylor. I mean, you know, we got a chance to see Jose Ramirez. Great story. And Jose and what they're doing, and you know, especially being up from Northern California, you know, they're up north a little bit from us, you know, so you know, salute to them and what they're doing. He's selling out arenas and stuff like that. I tend to want to go more with the boxer. I just favor the boxer more so in those big fights, and I think Josh Taylor edges him in that area.
Fair enough. Oh, Mr. Ma said, I seen Devin and Shakur fight on the outside, inside, mid-range, and they still don't get hit. So I always wonder how's their chin rhetorically. I mean, that is a good question, man. That's like
I can answer that quick. I can answer that. Me too. Me too. I'll be wondering that shit too. Because I ain't seen it. I wonder that shit too, man.
I don't know. I don't get hit. I'm supposed to know.
I ain't seen it.
Oh man, that shit is hilarious, man.
And Shakur, that's like, you know, they're like brothers, you know what I'm saying? And a place that wants to pit them against each other, you know, and you know, that's just the way that's always been. Core has always been there to help Dev, and Dev has always been there to help him. And you know, nothing else would ever change, you know.
Well, they lined up for that WBO 130-pound title, so I think it should pretty soon.
They should.
He's going to get the winner. What, Jamel Herring in Carl Frampton?
I'll take Core over everybody.
You take what?
I'll take him over all of them. Yeah, Frampton, and also Herring.
Jupiter B said, "How long do you think Haney will remain at 135?"
Shit, we done been here for so long. We ain't going nowhere as long as the money is right. You know what I mean? We saw Tank shrink up for 130. Tank has did a great job this camp. You know what I mean? At dispelling the rumors about him not making weight. You know, I think he's did a great job.
I've seen. Have you seen him was he training in Vegas?
Yeah, he's training in Vegas for sure. I've seen him shrink down for the since when he first started, when he came to Vegas, just watching on social media, man, hell yeah, he's cut some weight. Now, I don't know, you know, where he is at with the weight, but he's definitely been committed. I've been seeing him on the social media, still here and all that. He didn't break out and go back home, or you know what I mean, doing things that you know that younger fighters tend to mistake make mistakes doing. So hopefully he's got out of those growing pains and now becoming a veteran fighter.
Yeah, man, kind of like Errol Spence Jr., man. I think that man, those pictures, man. I didn't talk about those pictures, but I feel like that about a lot of them, man. And what are your thoughts on switching off subject, man? Let me get you a couple questions, man. Tyson Fury's with ESPN, right?
Uh-huh.
Can I ask you what you think about Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, and all of that? Is that fair? Yeah, man. What do you think about all that with Tyson Fury pulling out that fight, man? What's your thoughts on that?
I think that's okay. Going from amateurs and then just examining what he's been through. Like if you add in what I know about being going from amateur boxing to being a pro, to adding in the things that he's been through, Tyson, and to then walk away from making the biggest fight in boxing doesn't make sense, because when you get to the point and that's the biggest fight in boxing, once again, is Wilder and Fury. So if that means taking out time to make that fight happen, then that's what you do, because it's the biggest fucking fight in boxing. And if it takes longer than it should, or longer than normal, or longer than protocol, then that's what you do. That's just my opinion. And you don't if you're confident that you're going to win, if you have confidence you're going to win, and if it takes like with the Gary Russell stuff, we were confident about every aspect of the fight, so we were still willing to do everything to make the fight happen. You don't just cut off something because this is what it says, because it's a whole lot of that opportunity to get out of shit in boxing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I answered the question or not.
No, you did. You said that it didn't make sense. Yeah, you did. You said basically like, look, dude, you're about to make the biggest payday. I know you're upset about whatever, but you make the biggest fight in boxing. Yeah. Why would you walk away from that, man?
Because you still have Joshua, you still have all those other things lined up. And that's just, if you ask me, in my opinion, how we look at it, and you're confident about it, then okay, all right, if this takes a couple more months to make those millions and then we still got this on the plate, why walk away from that? Right? You continue to try to hammer out the business.
Yeah, especially when you think it's easy money, like you say.
Yeah, when you think, exactly.
Well, you know what I'm saying? It's easy money. You just knock him out, you gonna run through like that.
Right. But it's not. But a good indication of you not knowing it's easy money is when you walk away from it.
Damn, I can't imagine there'd be a motherfucking penny on the street I walk away from.
Right.
She walk by, I pick that shit up every time. Like, that's all penny richer.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Hey, listen, but that's just like me. If I see $100 bill on the ground, I ain't gonna pick it up if I think I might get my teeth kicked out. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
you know what I mean. It ain't that sweet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even with Wilder saying, having an opportunity to say, you're good. You know what I'm saying? And I had some things going on in my camp, and you're good. We can fight later or something. So for him to still lose like he lost and still want to fight the guy again says a lot about Wilder. You know what I'm saying? And then I would have given Tyson his grams if he had just waited whatever it takes and gave the man an opportunity, right? And showed me that you're honestly giving the man an opportunity to get back. You know what I mean? And that's just the way the game should go. We should have that kind of camaraderie in the sport. You got his belt, you won. You know what I'm saying? Give him opportunity.
Yeah, man. If Deontay Wilder ain't something where Deontay Wilder is cool with it, to me, that's just, man, you make a promise to somebody like that, man, and you go especially after somebody goes out their way to give so much to you and give you an opportunity for you to turn around.
Absolutely.
Just, aside from all that other stuff, that just, to me, speaks to man's character, man. But I'll tell you what else speaks to a man's character, man. I got a lot of respect for you, Bill. I do, man. I really do.
You, brother. It's mutual.
Yeah, don't let anybody think, man. I got that they ain't heat over here between me and you, man. You my guy.
Man, you got my number, brother. I already know if it was anything else, you gonna give me a call because that's the kind of we got that kind of relationship, brother.
Yes,
Drew
sir.
Titan. Drew Titan, man. Shout out, brother. We appreciate you, Drew, and everything that you do, brother.
Yes, sir. Now, hey, look, man, and wrapping it up, man. Is there any messages you want to share? Oh, hey, and you can even walk out here and say "fuck Gary Russell Jr." and walk out the door. I wouldn't even care, man.
No.
Any thoughts that you have before we end the interview? And thank you, brother, for coming on, man. I really do appreciate it.
No, man. Shout out to all you guys, man. Shout out to the LDBC and everything that you guys been doing. Of course, we tried to make that fight openly with the Russells. You know what I mean? It's something that was more a new wave and millennial and all those things that were suggested by Devin and Devin Haney Promotions. You know, I think that we did a great job. It was good for the world to get a chance to see the Russells and see their family, get a chance to see the Haneys and see what we do. You know, and we just look forward to November the 7th. You know, you guys watching, tuning in to the Zone, and you know, just support the movement, man. We really appreciate everybody. Good or bad, even if you don't like us and you want us to lose and you watch, you know what I'm saying? You know, we appreciate that as well.
Yes, sir, man. But I don't think anybody wants y'all to lose, man. You got a lot of supporters over here, man. Ain't nobody
losing. I just want them to watch.
Dog, you be cutting that shit off quick. I ain't losing, dog.
No, we just want them to watch. We appreciate you though, brother. I ain't gonna hold you up, man. Let everybody.
Hey, man, you ain't never. All right, man. E-Flip said, keep doing your thing, Bill Haney. Black man pride, man.
Absolutely, my brother.
Right,
appreciate you guys, man.
Hey, man, I'll get with you.
Blessings on top of blessings, brother.
All right, likewise.
Stay strong until we talk again. Peace.
Yes, sir. All right, man. That was a lot of fun, man. The show does keep going, so we can keep it rolling. Man, Bill Haney's a good dude. I look forward to that fight with Devin Haney and Yuriokas Gamboa. And now all y'all hating ass dudes can shut the fuck up. Okay, I've been waiting to do that video with Devin Haney for Bill Haney for a minute, because I like that fight. I definitely think that Teofimo Lopez and the winner of Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko must fight Devin Haney, dude. There is no Undisputed without that, dog. Hey, thank you, man. It said, I made this, said I enjoyed that. Yeah, man, it was a good conversation, dog. Block is hot, Fury. The block is hot. The block is, he quit. He ran off the block. Yeah, the block was hot. And he ran. Hey, dude, seriously. Now we on and thank you so much to Haney's. Thank you to everybody that watched that section of the show, dog. Cody Hall said, perfect balance of professional and raw realness. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that, Cody Hall. Because we're definitely going to keep it real, man. All right, so notice Fury pulled out when Mark got fired. Dang, man. Exposeaholic. Yeah, man, we're going to get on this section of this is going to be on Tyson Fury again, because I definitely went into it yesterday, but I'm going to go into it more today, because now it seems as if, and hit the like button, man. Now it seems as if Tyson Fury is serious. Like when I did it originally, I didn't take it serious, because I was like, man, I know these dudes are talking about it, but these guys are all over the UK saying this fight is off. You are a scumbag, dude. Like, man, it sometimes, man, a person can do something that is like outside the realm of boxing. Dude, inside the ring is inside the ring. Everything outside of the ring, everything applies equally to all human beings, okay? All right, the only special thing about a boxer, anything more special, because there's a lot of special things about everybody in and out of what they do for a profession. But in the sense that we're talking about today, that's the third rematch he's dubbed. Third. Exactly. Third. The Klitschko rematch, ducked. He tested positive performance-enhancing drugs before that. What's going on, Angry Brit? Man, what's up with your boy, man? What's up with your boy Tyson Fury? What is with your boy Tyson Fury, man? I'll be very interested to see exactly how Deontay Wilder and whether or not this comes to, but I've not heard anybody from Wilder's camp deny that this guy was trying to do that. Only person I heard say anything, well, I heard Shelly Finkel say, oh, we're definitely fighting in December. No, you're not, Shelly. No, you're not. What do you mean you're definitely fighting in December? No, you're not. Bob Arum said there's no venues in December, and Errol Spence Jr. versus Danny Garcia is being that pay-per-views in December. You're gonna have back-to-back pay-per-views same month after the Charlos already had a pay-per-view and Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz had pay-per-views. You're gonna be the fourth pay-per-view and the second one in a month. Man, come on, man. Y'all ain't about to do that, man. That's why I was like, in my video, I was like, I didn't believe either one of them. Like, I don't believe Tyson Fury's going to just be able to get out of that scot-free. I still don't believe it. But can't keep, if he drops the belt, he can drop the belt. He absolutely can drop the belt and go do that. But I don't think he can because he has to give him a rematch. He's obligated to give him a rematch. If he drops the belt, he can't have a rematch. He'll get sued for dropping the belt. If you win, you are obligated to give me a rematch. Not obligated to give me a rematch if you continue to fight. Well, I'll retire. Yeah, you retired because of an injury? Dude, I'm still going to sue you. If you retire to get out of it, you didn't give me my rematch, and I still have the same harm as if I lost because I didn't get the opportunity to win. No, man, I wanted the opportunity to win my belt back. You are taking away from me the opportunity to win the belt back. And that just means Tyson Fury is a jerk. Man, Tyson Fury is just how can you say it any different than what Bill said? Obviously that money ain't that easy. Obviously you know you cheated. Obviously you cheated. Now I want to hear people tell me that he didn't cheat. Now tell me he didn't cheat. People are all over the place talking about he cheated, and then he doesn't take the rematch to go fight nobody in hopes of a fantasy AJ fight, because that's a fucking fantasy that he's going to get that AJ fight. That's a fantasy. It may be a fantasy that comes true, but right now it's a fantasy because the only person equally is funny as Tyson Fury, but honestly, I don't even think he's as bad as Tyson Fury. I would have never thought that Eddie Hearn would be, that I would think Eddie Hearn. Dude, this dude makes Eddie Hearn look ethical. This dude makes Eddie Hearn look ethical. I mean, at least Eddie Hearn just lies. But when he signs a contract, he lives up to it. How often have you seen Eddie Hearn being sued for anticipatory breach of contract? Just out here fucking, I've decided I've moved on. Man, what do you mean you moved on, dog? You can't move on. Ain't no moving on. What do you mean moving on? You moving on to do what? You moving on to pay me my money? Move on to give me my money. You paying some motherfucking money, homie. You want out that fight, you got to pay some money, Holmes. Sorry. Because if he takes the other fight, Tyson Fury is a complete scatterbrain. So he very well may drop the WBC belt. He very well may drop it. I've dropped the belt. I'm bigger than the belts. And all these people that have been following behind this scumbag are going to have to cover for him. You break a contract like that, dude. They broke a rematch clause. Where's the mainstream media? Any mainstream media out here blasting on Tyson Fury for violating the contract like they did Andre Ward? Remember when Andre Ward got sued because he was supposed to, and he didn't. It wasn't even that he said he breached the contract, but whatever. All that stuff with Andre Ward and Goosen, how they ran his name all over the place. You think they're gonna hear? Well, let's see ESPN right how they're gonna cover this. ESPN's a scumbag. ESPN's part of the deal. You're supposed to deal. You struck a deal with Fox, didn't you, ESPN? Didn't Didn't ESPN strike a deal with Fox so that they knew that there would be another fight and it would be co-promoted or whatever? They're not even going to live up to it. It was only going to live. Hey, and watch. Oh, man, come on, man. And if Deontay Wilder won and Deontay Wilder was like, hey, you want a rematch? Tyson Fury probably still would have said no. Yeah, ESPN scumbags too if they air that crap. Man, this boy is talking about fighting Lucas Brown. Lucas Brown, who got knocked out. Didn't Lucas Brown get knocked out by Dillian White, who got knocked out by Alexander Povetkin, who got knocked out by Anthony Joshua? Isn't that who he's talking about? He's fighting the Lucas Brown that got knocked out by Dillian White, who got knocked out by Alexander Povetkin, who got knocked out by Anthony Joshua, who got knocked out by Andy Ruiz. That one? That's who this Tyson Fury is about to fight? Your superstar, your hero. Dude, you give Deontay Wilder credit. You give Deontay Wilder sweat for Luis Ortiz, for Gerald Washington, right? Chris Areola, right? Eric Molina, Luis Ortiz, Bermain Stavern. You give him beef for that. And let me tell, who are the last not named Vladimir Klitschko, not named in the last, since he's come back, not named Deontay Wilder, who has he fought? The question you guys love so much. Who has Fury fought? He has fought Pineda, Safiri, Schwartz, Wallen, and Lucas Brown. No, not Rivas. Not Rivas. Not Rivas. Lucas Brown. Hey, guess what? You're going to hear a whole lot of stuff. He's trying to fight Dave Allen. He's trying to fight Oscar Rivas. I'm sure he is. He's not fighting Deontay Wilder. He's fighting somebody not named Deontay Wilder is who he's fighting. And he just got called a cheat by Deontay Wilder. And after getting called a cheat and Mark Breland getting fired, he drops out of he first says that he's going to hire Mark Breland. And then he pulls out of the fight. He cheated. He cheated. Let's keep it all in a line of one conversation. Young Pharaoh came out with that thing about that glove first. Other people probably said it before him. I ain't trying to get into that. Glovegate 1 happens. Boargate happens. Glovegate happens. Boargate happens. Glovegate happens. Whole bunch of people believing he's a cheater. And by the way, the majority of people think he's a cheater. The majority of people that paid attention to that think he's a cheater. And by the way, many people the day of the fight, many people who didn't have any horse in the race said, nah, something looked real funny about that. Like, it was just real funny. Like, it didn't, something funny. The dude didn't have no padding in his gloves. What a scumbag, dude. He still got to pay Wilder, right? Look, if they issue an injunction, if he is able to get an injunction issued against Top Rank, right, to prevent them from making that fight, and Tyson Fury from making that fight, and Tyson Fury fights ahead, Tyson Fury will never come back to the United States. Mark my words. If Deontay Wilder takes him to an American court and successfully gets a restraining order, right? Or an injunction, not a restraining order. Forgive me. I don't do that shit. So an injunction to stop him from having the fight, and he goes to another country and does it anyway, and then comes back. Nah, come on, man. Nah, not everybody's going to do that scumbag shit, okay? And I doubt very much that the British Boxing Board of Control would sanction the fight if they issued an injunction against him in the United States. I believe they would honor that. I believe that they would honor that. So, yeah, it's a fantasy. that Anthony Joshua fight is a fantasy. Anthony Joshua already has a fight against Kubrat Pulev, and there ain't no guarantee that he's going to win. Now, why would Bob Arum want to do that? Because if AJ loses to Pulev, then guess who? Tyson Fury is going to fight next. He's going to fight Pulev. And then Bob Arum has all the heavyweight belts, and you will never see any good fights. Let that rat Tyson Fury in the door, man. What a rat. That dude is a rat, man. That dude is a rat. Like a rat. And yes, somebody corrected it. You corrected me properly yesterday when you were like, I think it was Mr. Hinton told me that. He was like, yeah, Fannon, there's a lot of crooks in business too. Like, yeah, there's a lot of crooks in business. There are. You're right. I got to be corrected on that. I just am like amazed that Tyson Fury is just such a blatant one. I mean, God, dog, man, little rap sheet on this dude, man. This dude's got a rap sheet as long as my arm, man. And ESPN's still trying to sell him to American fight fans. But maybe that's why they don't want to do it, because ESPN's like, fuck this dude. I don't even want that fight. Because wouldn't that be Tyson Fury not fighting? Or when would their fight be? In the middle of the afternoon or something? They're going to air an afternoon fight for Tyson Fury on a Saturday afternoon with him and Lucas Brown. What channel do you think that bullshit's going to be on? That bullshit is going to be on ESPN Plus with nobody watching that horse shit, which means you just completely flushed Tyson Fury's all his momentum in the United States and all that shit down the river, all down the toilet. I think these dudes just are like, nah, Tyson's never gonna sell in the United States. Let's cut and run. Let's try to get back to the UK. We got caught cheating, number one. Well, let's not come back out here. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude's a piece of shit, dog. Exactly, man. Lot of Soul said, thanks for answering my question, man. Anytime, man. Anytime, man. I try to get as many questions as I can in. I will read super chats. I'm going to be focused on the super chats because I'm so terrible with reading super chats. But yeah, man, absolutely. It's a conversation we're having. Whoa, what did I just do? Oh, okay. Good. I agree 100%, man. I agree 100%. But look, now let's move on to consider what happens. Because we are in agreement that Tyson Fury is a scumbag, okay? He's just a scumbag. That's the only way you can say it. He's terrible, man. This dude is terrible. You terrible. Terrible. You have now backed out of 3. You backed out of a rematch. You didn't give Vladimir Klitschko a chance to win his belts back. You piece of shit. That dude held those belts for 10 years. Fight you in a voluntary fight. And you don't give him a rematch for a championship he had for 10 years. You piece of shit. Then Deontay Wilder picks your cokehead ass out of a fucking 450-pound ass and gives you a fight, gives you 50-50. Gives you 50-50. You get a draw, complain you lost when you cheated with your glove off on your fucking hand, you clown. Get a draw, and then you duck the rematch. You had a draw, you said you won, and then you ducked that. You ducked that. Ran away for 2 fights collecting checks, you schemer, you con man, you fucking con man. You then skip out of that, Go get 2 easy money fights. Get your eyes cut all to hell. Get your shit all split up like this. They don't even know if you're fucking... Dude, his shit can still come open, dog. His eyeball, that shit can still come open. Cheating ass con man, dude. Cheating ass con man, dog. Like, and you can say that, the gloves, the water, you're making it up, dog. I am not making up him not giving Vladimir Klitschko a rematch. I am not making that up, dog. And I bet you, Tyson, Vladimir Klitschko had a rematch clause. I bet you he had a rematch clause. And you sold out on that, dog. You sold out on him. You sold out on that guy. Sold out. You cheated him because you got tested positive. You tested positive, but then again, Vladimir. Okay, so on the real, he might have just equalized that one. But you get my point, dog. Yeah, he had a rematch clause, and he didn't honor that rematch clause. Dude, so with a Tyson Fury, your rematch clause is not worth the paper it's printed on. A contract with Tyson Fury is not worth the paper it's printed on. And I'm the better man. No, you're not. You're a piece of shit. You just happen to be big. That's all it is. You other than you being big, you are a piece of shit. You're a 6'9", 300-pound piece of shit, is what you are. Fuck out of here. Just because you're big and can beat me up doesn't mean you're not a piece of shit. Okay? Doesn't mean you just big. Okay? And that shit can be equalized quite easily by cheating. Sure, I'll fight you, Tyson. Come on. Put up your dukes. Pop, pop. You know what I mean? Cheat. You know what I'm saying? Just cheat. Oh, I didn't mean I was going to box you. I meant it was going to be, and that's hypothetical. That ain't no threat towards nobody. Just hypothetically. You know what I mean? Raggedy asses. Viking Boxing Enterprise said AJ and Fury will never happen because the British Boxing Board of Controls are twiddling their fingers over an appropriate opportunity financially, abuse his earnings when he nearly bankrupted them. He did not rematch Chisori immediately either. That it's 4. Oh, excuse me. 4 times, you scumbag. 4 times, you scumbag. 4 times. Scumbag. And you only got 28 fights. What a scumbag, dog. That's all there is, man. That's what your boy is, dog. Your boy's a scumbag. And I'm going to tell you, for reasonable boxing fans in Great Britain, you should be embarrassed by that man. And I don't say that easily because we got Adrian Bronner. Like, Adrian Bronner is an American. I should be embarrassed. People have told me I should be embarrassed by Adrian Bronner. Nah, dog. You should be embarrassed by Tyson fucking Fury. That is ridiculous, dog. That dude is a shame on you guys, man. Ooh-wee, dog. I'll take it. I'll take the loss. Just so you know, I'd take the Deontay Wilder loss over this. Without a doubt. And Mr. Shelton, Jupiter B said, the Fury fight December 5th is 8 weeks out, which is why Sugar Hill is in the UK. He decided to duck Glovegate and Breland firing, WBC losing money. Hey, you're right. Damn. Sugar Hill went out there to train him too. Not too long ago, they knew that they were doing, dog. WBC, you're raggedy. Mr. Shelton said, those who say he didn't cheat knows he did. Yes, he did. Of course they do. Everybody does. That it is a truism in boxing that he cheated in both those fights. And the only people acting like that he didn't cheat are people that are in the boxing that get paid some amount of money in the world of boxing. Because everybody else with eyes can see, okay? Just like that whack-ass NBA season, dog. I'm sorry, dog. NBA, to me, because I don't watch that shit very often, whenever I start watching that game, that shit looks phony as hell. Like, I was like, man, this shit look phony. There ain't nothing real about it because there's no contact. Everybody, it's like they're social distancing in the game. You know what I mean? Like, it's so phony, man. They can't even play. Like, they know how the hell do you play that long and ain't nobody getting touched? I watched that dude. How phony, dude. The NBA is just so phony, man. Just like Tyson Fury. Fraud. You're all right about that, man. And I'm glad I didn't miss the bus on that, dude. I got him. Hey, John J. Petty, much love in that super chat, man. Thank you so much for the support. Oh, and I missed the gongs for everybody. Damn, where'd my phone go? Oh, there you go. I'm and gongs for everybody. Sorry about that, Mr. Sheldon. Chuck C said, I wish Wilder was more transparent. Dude got to be the most low-key fighter around. At least we have some clarity as fans. I think Deontay Wilder was incredibly transparent, which is why there's no fight. Deontay Wilder let everybody know without saying it out of his mouth that Tyson Fury got caught cheating. Don't be confused about who is letting everybody know that he cheated, man. Okay? Something called plausible deniability in the world, man. Look it up. Plausible deniability. But, dude, Tay, when he said all that stuff, everything that he said came to fruition, dude. And then after all that came out, Tyson Fury pulled out of the fight. Because the block is hot. The block is hot. The block is hot. Dude, more shit was coming to come on that dude, man. More shit was going to come out on him, man. Most stuff. Said wide open layups in the playoffs should be a no. Let me tell you, man, I'm telling you, Kenneth Johnson, that looked fixed to me. That looked completely orchestrated. It looked like it was absolutely terrible, man. It was absolutely terrible. Basketball, the NBA right now is absolutely terrible. I am not interested in watching it at all. And I wouldn't be surprised if the ratings on that crap keeps going down year after year after year. They play around with the sport too much, and they've ruined it, man. I mean, for me, NBA basketball it's ruined. It's nowhere near as good, nowhere near as fun to watch in the 90s as it was in the 80s and the 90s. That shit right there is why the NBA, all the problems that they had at those All-Star games, they turned a regular NBA basketball game into an NBA All-Star game, the way that they referee those games. It's wide open and it's ridiculous. It's boring. It's predictable. Like, it's good for highlights because you can a bunch of highlight reels of somebody hitting threes. But, dog, watching people run up and down the court with nobody on them hitting three-point shots, dude, is boring. Okay? It's good for the ESPN clips, but it's boring to watch. I fall asleep on that shit, man. It's terrible. Fury about to relapse. He must stay busy. Hate to even say that about the man. Dog, he can relapse or not relapse, dog. He got to fucking fight Deontay Wilder. It don't matter. It wouldn't be the first time he was on cocaine in a fight, in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if he had gone into the gym before high. You know? If what he said is true and he was an addict, he was getting high. He was getting high when he was fighting before. Man, I don't care about that, man. I care about that but on the other side of it is, that God don't like ugly, and things do work out for the best. God don't like ugly, and things do work out for the best, man. It's only a matter of time before Tyson Fury really falls on something. And I'm not saying I wish it on him. Do not get me wrong, but it's only a matter of time, dude, before boxing is like enough is enough. Or somebody cheats him as badly as he cheats other people. But to renege on your contract like that, and what's worse is you boxing fans that don't say anything about it, and you boxing media people that don't say anything about it. You guys are gonna act like this is not a big deal. It's amazing what you can do. It's amazing what you can do, man. Mass Arms said, Fannon the Megalodon, keep up the great work. Thank you very much, man. I will continue to try my best. He said, actually, in style of play, the game is sneaking back toward the NBA, the 90s NBA. I am a hoops coach and college player, so I see it a little early. Thank you, Skinny Kenny. please move that shit back. You know what I'm saying? Move it back. They took out half of the game. When you take out defense, you take out half of the game, which is connecting that. What's going on? 78 Sports TV. What's going on, man? Hey, man, Fury's a fucking scum. I mean, I would like to be, I just can't say anything positive about somebody that is that completely untrustworthy. And they rely on the fact that they're so unreliable that nobody would believe that they would be that unreliable. Now, I asked to the people in the Mayweather boxing gym that used to say that stuff, and I like the Mayweather boxing gym. I do. To the extent I ain't never been there, don't ever plan to go there, but I appreciate they do a lot of great work there. But for the people that have the channel, because I want to separate that from the channel, that had all that shit to say about what an upstanding person Tyson Fury is, and how Tyson Fury would never stoop so low as to cheat, despite the fact that he'd already served a 2-year suspension for performance-enhancing drugs. What exactly is your take on this? You think that's cool? Hey, would he ever do that? Would he ever sign a contract? Because he's a man of integrity, right? Ain't that what they said? That's what they said. That was the reason why Tyson Fury couldn't have cheated. Tell me if I'm not right. That people said the reason why they know Tyson Fury could not have cheated Deontay Wilder was because of his integrity. He's too good. He's too nice of a guy. He's too caring of a guy to do that. I met him. What a great guy. No, dude. No, shithead. No. The rematch did not expire because the fight was for December, dummy. December. Now, some of y'all morons might not realize how calendars work, but this is October 12th, and that fight is in December. How could it have expired? And by the way, liar, that's not even what Bob Arum said about it. Bob Arum said that they were moving on because there were no dates available in December. That Bob Arum, could not find somewhere to place the fight. Well, guess what, friend? If Bob Arum cannot find a place to put that fight, that is on Tyson Fury. That is not on Deontay Wilder. How is Tyson Fury's promoter not being able to secure a negotiation supposed to get him out of a rematch clause? Then he could just concoct any old shit. There's other fights happening in December. Man, get the fuck out of here. Terribleness. That's terrible. But you guys are going to try to. It expired. Show me the contract. Show me where it says this shall expire on. Guess what? If it said this expires on, then it would expire on the date that they were planning the fight. Why would Tyson Fury be planning a fight in December? Because that's when he was planning to fight. And just like somebody said in the chat, that's why they sent for Sugar Hill to go over there. Because they were planning to duck. And I think might as well, because if your whole reason for telling me that you don't believe Tyson Fury could cheat is because he's too good a guy, well, guess what? He reneged on his 4th rematch clause, so out goes that excuse. He is clearly somebody that will break his word and will lie and cheat. Will say one thing and do something else. Gene, Gary, Antoine. So with the rematch clause in place, would that mean Fury have to drop the WBC if he ain't fighting Wilder so Wilder can fight for the belt? No, I don't think that means. I don't know if that means that or not. I have to actually read it to tell you what it means. And I'd have to read that in conjunction with the WBC rules. And the WBC rules say that for the good of boxing, that the WBC can do whatever the WBC wants to do. However, I know the WBC ain't about to get no big paycheck off of Tyson Fury versus Oscar versus, and it's not Oscar Rivas that I heard. It was Lucas Brown, and now I've heard somebody else. most likely it's not the first. Most likely it's not going to be Oscar Rivas. That sounds like he's trying to act like he's fighting somebody halfway decent. But what has Oscar Rivas done to get a shot at the WBC belt? There's also a championship in that. So you're going to give somebody else a shot at the belt? It's not your fucking belt. It's the WBC's belt. They have to approve that? So we will see if the WBC approves Lucas Brown. If the WBC approves Lucas Brown, the WBC, straight up and down. Like, there is no excuse for the WBC doing that. If the WBC allows him to do that, which you know they're going to do because they're the WBC, God. Amazing. Shut up. You don't know shit, Jude. But if there's no litigation, shut up, dog. You don't know if there is, if there's not. He just said in the newspaper, he just said out in his mouth 2 days ago, shut up. like, shut up. Stop looking for ways for your dude not to be a scumbag. He signed up, he said, Deontay Wilder was the champion. Tyson Fury said that he would give him a rematch if he won, and Tyson Fury is looking to not keep his promise. That fight was set for December. It is still October. Stop trying to defend this dude, man. like I just say what you are. Just say what you are. This is all you guys debunking stuff. Debunk that. I can't wait to see the debate. Fury is under the NBF program. You know it. That's something else completely different that I'll get into. I can't wait to get into in another live stream. But, man, come on, man. The block, exactly. Fury cheated. The block is hot. The end. Yeah, they went way overboard with their cheating. They got caught. And on top of it, he doesn't even do any numbers without Deontay Wilder. All of that shit you guys keep doing, you media people in the United States keep doing for these UK dudes, all to not promote black fighters. Kovalev, how'd that turn out for you? Kovalev. Now, Tyson Fury is not as big a scumbag as Kovalev is, though. I will say that. But at least Kovalev did show up. At least he did show up to the rematch with Anthony immediately with Andre Ward. You know, Kovalev may be worse outside the ring. Outside, he's a bigger scumbag all around. But wow. Everybody knows the WBC is a presence, so what should Wilder do? I don't know. He can do, I don't think he should let that dude slide with all that money going away. I don't. But I don't know. You don't know what is promised to him. You don't know what's going on, how cats get paid. There's so much crazy shit going on in boxing that, you know, this is just the surface of it. We don't really know what's all behind this dumb shit, you know? Skills in New Orleans said Haney is the heir apparent to Floyd Mayweather Jr. He even looks like him. Appreciate that love in that super chat, man. He said, oh, P-Boxing said Fury only did 500K pay-per-views in the UK for Klitschko. Joshua done 1 million. Yeah, I mean, now I think he did more than that in Germany. No, but he's not a big sell, man, because he's a scumbag. Who's going to get behind this guy? And especially when you give guys like me, like, an opportunity to talk about, like, Mel Brazil said anything but that. Fannon, MBF on that promoting budget is no, what is that? MBF, no black fighters. Yeah. End of the day, I don't think End of the day, I don't think Frank Warren is that stupid to pass up the Wilder money. The Wilder money's not there. And Wilder money's not going to be there until maybe July of next year. You know what I'm saying? It might not be there till July of next year. So there is something reasonable, a reason that Tyson Fury could be making the fight. And I'll tell you, I said it in a video earlier today. That dude might have money problems. That sounds like money problems to me. When somebody says, I can't wait to fight, I gotta fight, I gotta fight, I gotta fight. When a fighter says, I gotta fight, I gotta fight, I gotta fight, I need to, I can't sit around here not fighting. 99 out of 100 times, what is that about? Answer the question honestly, haters. 99 out of 100 times when a fighter, especially in a pandemic, is going nuts and insisting they have to fight, what does that tell you? Chances are they got money problems. That's what everybody says whenever Floyd talks about fighting. Every time Floyd Mayweather Jr. comes out and says, I'm thinking about making another fight, Mel Brazil said, he be calling him, man. You wrong, dog. Hit the like buttons, mangs. Hit the likes buttons. Hit the like buttons. Yeah, man, it sounds like that. And you know what else it sounds like? And I'm not laughing just because I'm smiling and laughing. I don't mean to laugh at them because but a lot of people are under those crunches. Top Rank's under that crunch, dog. Top Rank can't pay that dude. And look. How many promoters? He said, I agree, Fannon. He gave all his purse to charity, remember? Yeah. Exactly. Well, number one, he gave all his money to charity for the first fight. And then, but look, how many promoters does this dude have, man? See, being a sneak don't mean you smart. How many promoters does Tyson Fury have? And how many managers? That's a dumb bumpkin right there. That dude got 2 promoters, both taking a cut out of his money on a percentage basis. He also has a relationship. You don't think Daniel Kinahan was getting any of that money? Respect to the Kinahans and all that in Ireland. I ain't trying to start no shit. But I know since he was a boxing promoter or manager, he was getting paid, wasn't he? MTK Global, ain't they getting paid? How many of the people getting paid? Truth be told, dog, the highest likelihood, most likely reason that a fighter cannot wait for a fight when it gets delayed is that they got money problems. If in Deontay Wilder's case, he is sitting there acting like he can wait another year. Because he only had one, he didn't have 2 promoters taking cuts. And he didn't have Vegas taxes. He didn't have U.S. taxes and British taxes. Because doesn't he have all of that? Don't you got to pay U.S. taxes? You got to pay some taxes here in the United States for earning money in the United States. And you got to pay taxes over there in the UK for the money that you made in the UK. That seems like, and that's after they slash them, they cut you by at least 40% between your 2 promoters. So while I call him a scumbag, I do sit back and laugh that while you're hanging out with scumbags that are telling you how to be cheap people and all that, these people are taking that money right out your pocket, fella. Taking that money right out your pocket. And you can't tell me that 2 promoters don't cost more than none. Go ahead and tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Do 2 promoters Do 0 promoters cost less or more than 2? Daniel Staley, much love in that super chat, man. Thank you so much for your support, man. He says, salute Fannon, late to the chat. Fury has a rematch clause. The optics is a duck seasons. Pay Wilder $25 million to allow him to fight for Joshua's belt. Your thoughts? They ain't got that money. They ain't got that money. I think these dudes broke as a fucking joke, is what I think. I don't think they got the money. And I think that they're pressured to push this fight to get some money. That's what I think. Because, dog, it don't make sense. Why would you not wait? Yo, lying. Yo, lying about what? What am I lying about? My opinion? How does that work? How you lie about your opinion? No, man. I don't believe it has. I know what it doesn't have something to do with. Oh, I didn't forget about it. I said it. The taxes, the security costs. Yeah, actually, you got some security fees to pay too. Look, man, no, they taking that dude for all his dough, man. That's what I would think. Because that's the only thing that makes sense. It's the only thing that makes sense. He beat Deontay Wilder, didn't he? Correct me. Isn't Deontay Wilder, isn't Tyson Fury supposed to be a much better fighter than Deontay Wilder? Wasn't he supposed to beat him? Didn't he beat him every round of every fight except for when Deontay Wilder got lucky and landed a lucky punch and knocked him down? Isn't that it? Didn't he beat him every second of every round in that fight? Why wouldn't you take the fight? Why would you not? Why and didn't Tyson Fury just respond to cheating allegations saying that he was going to beat him up, demolish him in the ring and all of that? What would make you change from I'm demolishing you, I'm going to beat you up in the ring, right, to I'm tired of this, I got to go? You ain't fought in a year. And guess what? You didn't get paid that much money. Didn't get paid that much money for Otto Wallen and Tom Schwartz. I don't care what they said. When Bob Arum said, when people asked Bob Arum, that when Tyson Fury came out and said, made $110 million. It's a $110 million contract. That's why I walked away from the Deontay Wilder fight. How could I not walk away from the Deontay Wilder fight with that type of money on the table? And then when Bob Arum was asked, is your contract with Deontay Wilder $110 million? He was like, what? He was like, no. I mean, maybe like at the outside, way outside possibility, maybe is what he said. Nah, dude, he didn't get that much money for fighting Otto Wallen and Tom Schwartz. He didn't. I would love to know how much he did so I could be like, I suspect it's somewhere in the $2 to $3 million range, though. Why would you pay Tyson Fury any more than $3 million to fight Otto Wallen in front of 1,500 people in Las Vegas on an ESPN app? That makes no sense. They were acting like he got $15 million for an ESPN fight in front of 15,000 people. I mean, excuse me, in front of a reported 3,000 people with 1,500 tickets sold. Where do you get $10 million out of that? Where's the $10 million at? The gate? No. I'm saying, what are you looking at? Like a $100,000 gate? Those are 100 tickets, 2,000 at 100? Come on, what, 200,000? You're talking about $200,000 gate? $250,000 gate? With TV rights, what are you getting? $20 million for the licensing? For an ESPN Plus fight? Man, get out of here. He wasn't making that type of money for those two fights. And he wasn't earning no money for the years before that. You got no idea how much debt that dude could be in, man. That's what makes sense to me. Because why else would you drop out of a fight? Now, I would like to say, hey, man, you think that man doesn't have endorsement deals? How much? What's he going to make? $1 million? What does he make? $1 million in endorsements? What's $1 million in endorsements? Okay, $1 million in endorsements. for Tyson, for a guy that is that's a fight. Okay, so he fought twice that year. He made $6 million. You think that shit lasts forever with a guy that has to pay 2 promoters? Nah, his endorsement deals, but yeah, I'm not saying he's starving. Dog, don't tell. No, man, money can get tight now. He doesn't make as much money as Errol Spence. Other than one fight, and he might not have made more money than Errol Spence made in that. Yeah, I doubt he makes as much money as Errol Spence, actually. Now that I think about it, because he's got 2 promoters. But you're saying endorsements. Let's see how much Tyson Fury makes in endorsements. I think it's like, and I'm going to cut it in half because he's a liar. Tyson Fury endorsements. Oh, but I would also like to say that there are a whole bunch of a bunch of people went broke with endorsements. But I don't know if he's going broke or not. I'm just telling you that it makes that it just doesn't make sense. Oh, they're just lying. Endorsements, $80 million, 80 million pounds with ESPN. That's the endorsement they listed. ESPN for 80 million pounds. Man, get out of here, man. He said that's about 25,000 for seats. Fury himself said Wilder's look good in camp in Florida. Y'all trash. Yeah, they are. They just need to go ahead and start fessing up, dog, that your boy is whack. But look, let's talk about a couple other things, man, let's just talk about other couple things, man. Tyson Fury is all good, man, but we got the Vasily Lomachenko fight coming up this weekend. Is it this weekend? When is I think it's this weekend. Does Vasily fight this weekend? And because we are in the month of October, man, so it's got to be this weekend. Let me see. Man, I hope it's this weekend. Top Rank, as much crap as I talk about y'all, because seriously, y'all be on something sometimes. I do like this fight. I really do like this fight. Schedule, let me see. Come on, yes. 5 days away from Vasily Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez, dude. I'm so excited about this fight. Does Wilder have a hey, throw these dudes out. You can throw these guys out. I'm sorry. I keep responding to people like Bertie. Bertie's just somebody that else got thrown out, man. He said, I'm about to win a lot of bread when Loma dog walk. Tio, what are the odds? Hey, somebody, if the odds are, I'll put money on Lomachenko. If the odds are right, I'll put some money on him. If they give me good odds, hell yeah, I'll take Lomachenko. Because all you got to do is not get knocked out. All I gotta do is not get knocked out, and I'm gonna earn my money because Lomachenko gonna win that decision, or will he? Nah, this fight's too political. It's too political to bet on, man. It's too. What is that? 3.5 to 1? Oh, if I bet $3, I can win 1. What is he? Is that like a minus? Is that like a minus 300 or something? Is it like a minus 300? I would take that. Yeah, I'm so excited about that fight, man. I've been waiting for that fight for a while. I think Teofimo Lopez is a great fighter, man. Just like Devin Haney. I do believe these guys that this generation of those lightweights, man, it's been a while since I've been this excited about this many young fighters. Like the Shakur Stevensons, Devin Haney's, Teofimo Lopez. Devin said no, Robert Easter, man. They don't like that fight. Man, because that ain't no money in Robert Easter fight, man. Shame on Robert. Man, I wish Robert Easter had a little more power, dog. If Robert Easter had some more power. What does Steve Hodgkins say? I'd be willing to start something with somebody. I wondered if race would be brought into a conversation, and I wasn't disappointed. Why did you have the first part of your sentence doesn't match with the second part? You wanted to hear about race, So therefore, you weren't disappointed? I mean, what you want me to act like shit don't exist? And did I? When did I talk about race? Did I? Did I say Tyson? Did I say the Tyson? Matter of fact, let me check myself. Did Tyson Fury? Did I say Tyson Fury wasn't fighting him because Deontay Wilder was black? If I did, that's not what I intended to communicate. I meant to communicate that Tyson Fury is ducking out of that rematch because Tyson Fury is a scumbag. And he doesn't keep his word. Or let me be a little more or less, incendiary. That he's just not a man of his word and he's not trustworthy. I don't think that has anything to do with the fact that Tyson Fury in the United States would be categorized as white. Because I don't believe that, I don't believe Vladimir Klitschko would have done that. I don't think Jerry Cooney would have done that. I don't think Vasily Lomachenko would do that. I don't think Caleb Plant would do that. I don't think Alexander Pekin would do that. And he's a steroid cheat. I don't think he would do that. I think Tyson Fury is just a scumbag because Tyson Fury has been caught cheating on multiple occasions. He has promised people rematches in a contract and then reneged on them on 4 different occasions. Reneged on 4 different occasions. 3 that I know of for sure. 4 with Derek Chisora that I just heard about and need to verify. But I do know that he fought Derek Chisora. He did fight him twice, and he didn't rematch him immediately. But I know if you have a rematch clause, and if a guy keeps breaking rematch clauses and not honoring rematch clauses, why would I give the benefit of the doubt to the guy that doesn't honor rematch clauses? You guys seem to me like you just want to continue to give Tyson Fury the benefit of the doubt for everything. If you see what seems like palms in the middle of his gloves. Oh, no, it's not this way. It's this way. Oh, so you give him the benefit of the doubt on that one, right? Okay, the next one. He tests positive for performance-enhancing drugs. Well, it was the boar meat. I believe him. Okay, so you give him the benefit of the doubt on that too, right? Well, let's go in order. You give him the benefit of the doubt on the glove, right? Oh, he had his thumb detached in the fight when he gets in. He got in with what looks like a tampered glove with his thumb detached, as if he wouldn't know his thumb is detached. Okay, first of all, let's get past the idea. You have to accept the idea that Tyson Fury got into the ring with thumb detached and he didn't know his thumb was detached. I bet you if his laces weren't tied, he would know his laces weren't tied. I bet you if his hand didn't fit, he would know his hand didn't fit. But for some reason, he can move his thumb around and he didn't notice. But you give him the benefit of the doubt for that. Then he tests positive performance-enhancing drugs. He pins Steve Cunningham's head to the side, and then as he releases, he punches him after he got knocked down. Gets knocked down, jumps up and cheats the man, much smaller man, by pinning his head down, releasing and punching. You give him the benefit of the doubt for that. He tests positive performance-enhancing drugs, nandrolone. He comes up with a cockamamie excuse that he ate uncastrated boar meat. You believe that too. Then he has Deontay Wilder and him fight. They have a draw. Deontay Wilder exercises the rematch clause and says, yeah, I want a rematch off of a draw. He didn't even have to give Tyson Fury the rematch. He could have told rematch. He could have told him to kick rocks. He went on about his business, but he didn't. Then Tyson Fury drops out of that fight, makes up some story about a $100 billion contract, and you guys believe it? You give him the benefit of the doubt for that. Then, when the glove is flopping all over the fucking place, and you see it doing all, you moonwalk your ass back to 1981 and pull out a picture of Muhammad Ali throwing a punch and see? No, I don't see. No, I do not see his glove flopped all the way back behind him. And no, I do not see his knuckle in the glove. But you give him benefit of the doubt for that too. Then somebody says, hey, the boar meat guy comes out. You remember the guy that you gave the benefit of the doubt with several years ago? Well, that guy comes back and says, I lied about the boar meat. Now you give the benefit of the doubt to Tyson Fury again because, hey, the man, he was lying one time or the other, so what difference does it make? But you gave him the benefit of the doubt back then. Yeah, but that's old news. What y'all bringing up? What you bringing up old news for? What you bringing up old history for? That shit. Then somebody shows you a picture of a glove, of a fist, with the glove outlined, and you give him the benefit of the doubt for that. And say, oh, Tyson, they should have checked the, he should have, somebody saw it, whatever you want to say, right? Then somebody says, well, they literally took a coat and covered up the cameras in the locker room after the gloves were checked. Give him the benefit of that. Wow, he needed privacy. Now he reneges on his fourth rematch. Got to give him the benefit of the doubt. He called out Deontay. He kept calling Deontay Wilder on the phone, and Deontay won't answer. Is there something in the contract that says Deontay Wilder has to pick up your personal phone calls? But you're going to give him the benefit of the doubt for this too, right? It's just amazing how often Tyson Fury gets the benefit of the doubt. And when there's smoke, there's fire, dog. Come on, man. We are sitting in an entire acre of burning hay, smoke all over the place. Smoke all over the place, but there ain't no fire. Ain't never no fire, though. Everybody else is just making it up. The same people that tell you Deontay Wilder ain't never fought nobody, although he's got 40 knockouts. Although he's one of the longest reigning champions in heavyweight boxing history. Has more as his Olympic bronze medalist, but he can't fight. So why would you expect people, like I don't expect people that don't know that a guy that's been on TV, seen by a million people every day, I mean not every day, every fight, that people know who he is, ain't broke and is known in his own company, but in his own country. But you guys want to just bend over for UK fighters for views. You bend over for oh man, maybe we can get some UK advertisement dollars on my website. If I put this Tyson Fury dribble on there, they'll come and look at my site and I can get AdSense off the views or something. Got to be the reason you guys are feeding and falling behind this nonsense, man. This is disgraceful. And Tyson Fury is a disgrace. Him ducking the fourth rematch clause. Dude, you cannot keep saying that people are making stuff up when they can find other examples of Tyson Fury doing the same thing. Tyson Fury ducked a rematch, cheated with defective gloves, and tested positive with performance-enhancing drugs, all within a 2-fight frame of time between the Christian Hammer fight and the Vladimir Klitschko fight. He did all of the same things that people are accusing him to do with Deontay Wilder, but yet we're making it up. Let me repeat that. Deontay Wilder with Tyson Fury with Deontay Wilder has been accused of tampering with his gloves, cheating in the fight, ducking out of the rematch clause. With Deontay Wilder, what did he do with Vladimir Klitschko? He got tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs in between the fights. After the Christian Hammer fight, and before his fight, he tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. He got into the ring with Christian Hammer with loaded gloves, and then when he beat Vladimir Klitschko, he didn't honor the rematch clause. All of that is right around Vladimir Klitschko. He does the same thing to Deontay Wilder, but we're making it up. Man, no wonder people in the UK were not feeling Tyson Fury. They're like, I used to wonder, like, man, why don't anybody in the UK, why don't they really ride with Tyson Fury? Same reason why I didn't understand why people in the UK didn't like Eddie Hearn. I have been enlightened, homie. I have been enlightened. Tio's the underdog. Yeah, you're gonna get some plus 750. Got you. I might do something with that. Oh, yeah, man. But look, so much. Thank you guys so much. Oh, I got 47 thumbs down. Thank you so much. Can we get the likes over 400? But no, that's not even necessary today. Look, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in today to the live stream. I'm about to cut out. Make sure you guys go to KQKC Boxing, who's coming up next. Thank you guys so much, and we will be back tomorrow. Peace.